Welcome to Living in Beauty. It's Thursday, January 27th, 2022, day 2019 on the road, and we're in Morro Bay, California. Call it faith, wizardry, or universal wisdom, Jim's travel philosophy is a beautiful fact. The next enchanting 2-week vacation is never more than 4 hours away. 432 is our address. This travel wonder mojo holds us in thrall as we make our bed, literally, on America's highways. A backroad Sunday drive leads to every new-to-us destination. Usually, we have the luxury to choose between city, suburb, countryside, and maybe, if we're lucky, a smattering of wilderness. Only rarely do we find all of those attributes in one location. Lists of the most beautiful places in America abound, but most people are convinced that they're living in the top 10. That's how beautiful this country is. With help from Beauty and the Beast, we are able to enter the locals' reality that their hometown is perfection and make it our home too. For an old married couple who blew their annual 2-week vacation on the same 3 trips year after year, living in beauty is quite the awakening. Even after 5.5 years, we haven't gotten over it. This mind-blowing, forever camping journey takes us places we've never been, like Iowa. Marilyn Smith, our San Diego friend and chiropractor, grew up in Iowa. For the last 45 some odd years, she's told us about Iowa's beauty we just couldn't fathom from our coastal California perspective. In mid-September, we pulled out of Door County, Wisconsin for a 3-day Sunday drive. That's what we call these pacifying and opportunistic harvest host interludes between our 2-week destinations. A storm broke open as we stopped at U-Pick Strawberry Farm in DeForest, Wisconsin. It had been pressing upon us all afternoon, zigzagging across the landscape, spitting and threatening. As we drove in, the sign read, "Fresh tomatoes," so I put the pasta water on to boil and Jim stepped out to inspect the fields. Suddenly, the hair on my forearms stood up as thunderbolt and lightning cracked. Pico dove into his cave under the table and Jim vaulted back into the trailer. Pick your own would be on hold till morning. And this is why we keep Herb the Herb on board. Emergency pesto. Next morning, a Girl Scout troop showed up and cleaned out the strawberries, but tomatoes were still abundant. Summer marinara was in the future. Moving down the road a piece, we overnighted at Potosi Brewing Company in Potosi, Wisconsin. Harvest Host doesn't always promise you a quiet rose garden beside a mountain stream, flowing with locally sourced beer, brats, and cheese, but voila! The next day, we crossed over into Iowa. A strong state, a practical state, a seriously hard-working state where, as I've been told, all the best chiropractors come from. Then we drove a scenic 115 miles to Amana Colonies, an intriguing 300-plus-year-old agricultural community built by German pietists. Before the early 1930s, the Amana Colonies, also known as the Community of True Inspiration, remained tightly controlled and culturally insular, except for commerce and manufacturing. Today, like most utopian movements, with the grit to survive, Amana is a national historic landmark, thriving on tourism, shopping, hiking, and cycling. There, we spent 2 days learning a good deal about American history, colonial settlements, architecture, folk art, woolen mill blankets, hearth baking, and handcrafted candy and chocolate. Craft beer isn't a trend here. Millstream Brewhouse continues the Amana brewing tradition, which goes back to 1885. And the hometown hospitality is genuine too. Inspired by the community, and also incredibly well-fed, we pulled out of Amana on a Tuesday morning and drove to Prairie Flower Recreation Area. Jim worked for months to successfully secure a site in this stunning campground on Saylorville Lake, a reservoir north of Des Moines. But Jim's hard work and good fortune took a turn when we saw our campsite positioned a few feet off the road. Here, just 30 minutes from Des Moines, the traffic was noisy and fast with no border wall or fence. When Pico sees a deer, he bolts after them. We'd have to keep him on a short leash for 2 weeks. No, this would not do at all. But thanks to 432, the day was young. So we returned to the office to request a better site. Sorry, no openings for a 14-day stay, but you might try Jester, the camp host said as she issued our refund. Better hurry, it's first come, first serve. Jester Park. It was completely off our radar, but it was about 7 miles away, over the bridge on the other side of the lake. Looked like Jester was our only hope. We turned left onto the road and crossed over to the west shore of Saylorville Lake. Here, the traffic was slower, and the pastoral landscape changed to a deeper level of tranquility. Within 15 minutes, we pulled straight into our fabulous scenic site overlooking the lake. Home again for 2 weeks, with a boat launch nearby. Oh, yeah. Heaven. Thank you, Louis A. Jester. The 1,661-acre park is named for him, and he used to farm this land. His son and uncle gave the land to Polk County in 1954, and Jester opened to the public in 1958. Here's how to secure a first-come, first-served site at Jester Park. Registration is accomplished at a kiosk located at the entrance. The process begins with selecting a site. This involves driving around, or parking and riding a bike to find a space. Sites with an orange post must be reserved online. A green post on an empty site indicates that the site is up for grabs. Pick as many sites as you can and rate them according to preference, checking cell signals along the way. Take your time, don't speed, be as thorough as possible, and keep your fingers crossed that you secure your preferred site before someone else does. As you look for a site, watch out for tiny pup tents. Savvy locals use the pup tent method to secure a space for the weekend. Some campers holding sites with pup tents might check back throughout the week to set up camp or look for a more desirable spot. Now, Jester is a locals' campground. Everyone knows everyone. Hey, buddy, when you plan to leave that spot, text me. You get the idea. Traffic is the downside of first-come, first-served campgrounds. Campers are constantly scouting, and in mid-September, time's a-wastin' to squeeze in that last camping trip of the season. With patience, strategy, and luck, you will find the perfect spot, just like we did, with a great kitchen window view. Like most minimally staffed campgrounds, registration is a self-check-in process. Come with your checkbook. No credit cards or cash. There are 80 electric sites. 17 allow for advance reservation. 62 non-electric sites. 9 of these allow advance reservation. 4 primitive walk-in sites, and 2 reservable youth areas. All sites are large, naturally landscaped with no green screen. The prettiest sites are nestled into the trees and overlooking the lake. No water or sewer connections are available in any of the sites, but potable water spigots are located throughout the campground. There's a free dump station at the entrance. Some of the streets are paved and some are dirt, but all are wide, with plenty of room to maneuver. There are 5 distinct camping areas. We occupied Area 2. In campsite 212E. The E is for electric. Sturdy shelters, picnic tables, and grills are scattered throughout the park. These pleasant areas are styled to accommodate groups. Each shelter comes with at least one Iowa-sized grill, big enough for an entire side of pork, beef, or mammoth, if that's what's for dinner. Wow, back in the good old days, some big get-togethers must have happened here. Modern, fully equipped cabins surround a community fire pit. Perfect for a family reunion or group retreat. The lodge, with kayak and equipment rental, appeared to be closed for the season, or perhaps due to COVID. Bring the binoculars. With over 300 species of wildfowl, Saylorville Reservoir is a birdwatching hotspot. There are 2, clean and functional, but outdated, bathhouses with showers. Other features include a primitive amphitheater with earthen terrace seating, a sand volleyball court, and a playground. Pack your clubs for the gorgeous 18-hole championship golf course and an 18-hole miniature golf course. This area is also a biking bonanza with miles of interconnecting trails. Our lightweight, folding, and portable Dolphin e-bikes entirely served our transportation needs around the campground, the lake, and to the corner pub for happy hour. We were in our habitat. But this is where the deer and buffalo used to roam. Jester Park Nature Center is the crowning feature of the park, with habitat and interactive learning exhibits. Its environmental education outreach includes a bison and elk enclosure to explain how this land thrived before big agriculture took control of over 60% of the prairies for animal feed production, which must really confuse the aliens who are always landing in those cornfields. Fortunately, Iowa women are accepting their role as landowners and taking more responsible steps. Here's to the future of more sustainable Iowa farming. Whenever we're near a city, we like to take care of business. The campground is not staffed or equipped to accept packages, so we fetched our deliveries at the nearby Amazon hub. On the way, we stopped by the post office to vote, had the tires rotated, and picked up a growler at 515 Brewing. And woohoo! Even without the help of our WeBoost cell signal booster, the Verizon cell service was screaming fast with bursts up to 100 megabits per second. More parks should provide such efficient service because it helps visitors to support neighborhood business. Unfortunately, there's no camp store, laundry, or propane in the park, but the Polk County business community is happy to take care of you, and the big city is only a few minutes away. If you have the time, there's a beautiful, shady cycling trail which leads right into downtown. The free outdoor art exhibit at Papa John's Sculpture Park alone is worth the visit. We love home cooking, but we also enjoy dining out on the town and diving face first into the World Food and Music Festival. Gosh, the weather was nice. Come sundown, yeah, it was a bit buggy, but no worse than anywhere in Florida at any time of year. Funny how Central Florida kept coming to mind. It must be the recreational opportunities. Safe off-road cycling trails, and the ideal climate. Without the hurricanes and gators, that is. Yes-sirree, Bob. Prairie life really pulled us in. We could get used to Iowa summer times. Yeah, I think we get it now. It's the weeds, the frogs croaking contentedly, the rustle of nesting cranes in the marsh, colors that appear one day and are gone the next. It's mid-September. Everything's changing. The angle of the sun is reordering the landscape. Better pay more attention and get home before dark. Thank you for joining us at Living in Beauty. If you like this post and want to be notified when a new one is released, please enter your email address and click the follow button at the bottom of this page. For more info, check out our travel maps and facts. Okay, that's it for now. Safe and happy travels. Until next time.